I want to welcome back in our powerhouse panel, best-selling author and political analyst Mark Halperin, still in a mask, I can't believe it, Project One National Advisory Board member Christopher Arps, and former Trump campaign aide Rick Gates. So we're back in Washington. The House votes 211 to 209 to pass a $2.5 trillion increase in the debt ceiling. This to me is nauseating. This sets up another battle over the debt ceiling in 2023. But here's White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki discussing the debt ceiling. Let's take a listen.
I'm not sure what American person is saying that or is concerned about the debt limit, but maybe there is somebody you've met on the street. I don't know. But I will say that, our view, the president's view, is that this has been done in a bipartisan way. The American people shouldn't be worried about whether or not elected officials are doing what they should do and raising the debt limit to make sure we're covering bills that have already been incurred.
You know what? The American people should be concerned. Here's one fact before we go to the panel. 1/5 of all the dollars in circulation in the United States have been dumped into the system since February 2020. 1/5. And that's why we have this soaring inflation. Too many dollars chasing too few goods. Christopher, what do you think of this debt ceiling issue?
Over the last 18 months, we have spent close to $8 trillion. I think they're talking about with this bill probably another $3 or $4 trillion once the CBO scored it correctly. I think it just shows how out of touch that these people are. Americans are concerned about the debt ceiling, about the debt, because our children, our grandchildren, probably great-grandchildren will be paying this long after we're gone.
And in addition, it's causing inflation. This huge amount of deficit spending is taxing all of us now in the unfairest way through inflation, a kind of tax that hurts retirees and wage workers the most. What do you think about this, Rick?
Well, if you look at the Biden plan, the entire agenda, his domestic agenda, is based on spending money. And the one thing, going back to the debt ceiling real quick, is that the members of Congress, one thing you'll learn is they never have any problem spending money that's not theirs. And that's exactly the case in this situation. Does America need to default? Absolutely not. And you saw what the Democrats did was forced by the Republicans to make them pick a number, $2.5 trillion, to raise that ceiling. And then on the Senate side, every single Republican voted against it. They're going to use it, rightfully so, in the upcoming midterms in 2022 as a major issue for why Democrats have lost sight of what is best for the American people.
That's right. Let's turn to some good news, and it's right on the front page of the New York Post today. Mayor-elect Eric Adams will name Keechant Sewell, not a name we know, but she's going to become a star, I predict. First ever female NYPD, that means police commissioner. Now, the fact that she's a woman, everybody's making a big deal out of it. But what I'd like to make a big deal out of is the fact that she promises to be tough on crime, to bring back plainclothes policemen, to bring back what they call broken windows policing, that is going after the perpetrators of the small crimes before they commit big crimes. What do you think of this, Mark? Unmask yourself for this one.
Everything I've heard about her suggests she's going to be outstanding. The Adams experiment is about to begin. We're going to see who he's appointed, how they do, how he does. But a lot is riding on his capacity to combine traditional Democratic policies that the city of New York many demand with this new Democratic idea. She seems to be an embodiment of that. It's pretty exciting. I hope she's as good when she gets into the job as her press clipping suggests.
I share your hopes, and the fact is New York City's future depends on it. Murders are up almost 50% from pre-pandemic levels in New York City. 50%, not because of the pandemic, but because of these soft on crime policies adopted in New York City and up in the state capitol in Albany. So one more issue here. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki was asked when President Biden will hold a press conference. And she had this to say. Take a listen.
Thanks, everyone.
Jen, will the president have a press conference anytime soon here?
Well, Steve, I will let you know if we do, Ryan.
Yeah,
You're invited.
Thank you so much. We'd love to see you.
What do you think of that answer, Christopher?
Well, she's probably thinking to herself, my God, he was on Jimmy Fallon last week. What else do you people want? I mean, this is just amazing that a president has been in office a year and he's had probably one or two major press conferences.
Mark, what do you think?
I'd like somebody to ask Jen Psaki not just when he'll have one, but why he isn't having one. I think
That's a
some
much
people have
better question. You're right. Let's
some
get to
people
the
have
point here.
speculation about it, but let's find out why not.
Rick, you've worked in the White House, very close to the president. Why isn't Biden giving press conferences?
Well, it's simply because he can't. Every time he's done a press conference, he's run into major issues, whether it's stumbling, losing track, making up stories of things that said he did, but didn't do. And so I think they're trying to control the narrative. They're trying to control the individual. And that's exactly what you're seeing behind the scenes, which is why he's not doing press conferences. And I gather probably not going to do many as we head into the new year.
Thank you for that very direct and insightful answer. Great conversation, panel.